Good evening, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us on this Monday night call. This is an exciting time for all of us. It's probably the most exciting experience that I've ever enjoyed in my professional career, whether it's been legal or associated with this business. I'd like to welcome all of our brand partners who've decided to join us tonight. There's a lot of them and growing every day. I'd also like to extend a special welcome to our Pacific Rim participants. This is being done in simultaneous translation to those in the Pacific Rim, and they get to see the subtitles as they speak, and hopefully I won't speak too quickly for the subtitles. And to those of you joining us from Greater China, Happy New Year. We're so happy to have you here. This is a weekly call, and I have the joy of updating you for the next 3 calls tonight and 2 more on the progress being made behind the scenes. I want each of you to know that this is not a pie in the sky fictitious kind of endeavor. This is a concrete thing that is pushing forward, and behind the scenes there's tons of things that are happening, and I'm going to go through a few of them, just 5 of them for you. We're going to talk a little bit about the comp plan, a little about more details in the markets that we're in. Going to talk to you briefly about some details on the products. I'm going to talk to you about some details in the branding world, which is an important thing. We'll update you on the back office and how that's taking shape. And then hopefully you'll get a lot out of the talks that's going to be given to you tonight about the why, the what, and the how of a pre-launch, which is kind of weird. It's different than the traditional building once the company's already up and going. And you'll hear from Lance and Tracy Smith, from Samson Lee, and you'll get to hear from a special unnamed guest that I'll introduce to you later. So first, things are progressing rapidly with respect to finalizing the comp plan. Frankly, it's all completely finalized, except we're adding a few more enhancements. You'll be able to boast that this is the most generous comp plan in the business. It's certainly going to have the most generous check match in the business. You're going to have an ability to enhance your commissions from $35 a cycle to $45 a cycle by engaging in behavior that's built into the system. That's the behavior that we want everybody to engage in. There'll be a global leadership pool and a founders pool that will pay weekly, which is incredibly unusual. Usually those are paid monthly or quarterly, but these will be paid weekly, consistent with the pay plan that you're getting on all the other ways that you can make money in this. There will be a rank advancement that's paid concurrently with the time you rank up. So if you rank up on a Sunday, it's going to go back and pick up the whole week of the pay plan and allow you to get paid at that rank for the whole week, not just the weeks going forward from the time you achieve that rank. Right now, I'll give you a quick detail on our markets. We're in 14 different markets. Our top 5 are China, US, and Canada, and China and US are neck and neck. It's within just a few hundred, 800 distributors between that separate the two. So we're happy about it. China, US, Canada, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Indonesia are our top 5, and we're going to be NFR in the Pacific Rim until we hit the certain milestones that allow us to go OTG or on the ground. The larger and the smaller markets, that'll be a $750,000 per month threshold hit for 4 to 6 months, and then we'll be on the ground in the smaller markets. In the larger markets, we'll hit 1.5 to 2 million a month in revenues before we're on the ground in those particular marketplaces. We love all the countries we're in. Singapore is a fabulous country. It categorized as a small market, but the thing about Singapore is it serves as a springboard into a whole bunch of other countries in that area. We are very excited about how all of that's taking shape. Our shipping times will vary a little bit from marketplace to marketplace because we're dependent a little bit on customs in each of those, but you'll be pleased to know that our corporate team has people that are in place logistically that know all of those markets and can find the ways to get the products to you as fast as possible in those particular markets. As far as the products goes, all 6 products have had their initial orders already placed. We should be on schedule to meet our inventory needs on February 20th at the launch date. Product videos have already been shot. We're enhancing a few additional videos and going to make some really cool videos for everyone to share on each of the products. All 6 products have sufficient quantities ordered to get us out of the gates. Our products ingredients, they're all super clean ingredients. We'll easily separate ourselves from the rest of the industry, and you'll be proud to market these products. They're really terrific. As far as details on branding goes, we've partnered with one of the top branding firms in the industry, and it's being piloted by a true leader Fortune 500 branding partner. He's piloting this for us to make this the biggest, beautifulest, most modern looking splash you're going to see. The science behind the products will be simply produced and simply explained, not in a complex way. As far as our back office goes and specific features that the people will be interested in, I'll let you know that the back office is not a cookie cutter outsourced back office that we've acquired from some other outsource. It's been completely the back office has been completely constructed in-house with a team of really experienced programmers. You'll be able to see the normal things like shopping carts and that kind of thing, but you'll also be able to access all of the different things on the website that you'll find helpful. You'll be able to see milestones that you need to achieve in order to hit your next rank. You'll be able to see the genealogy. You'll be able to track all of the things that are necessary for you to have a successful business. So I hope that you're seeing from this update, I know it's from 40,000 feet, but I hope you're seeing that this is concrete stuff that's happening behind the scenes. You're not selling air to people. This is real. This is going to happen, and it's going to happen on target with our targeted dates of February 20th. We're right on pace to hit all of the milestone marks that we need to hit, and we're excited to be able to do it with each one of you. So what happens next? Well, what happens next is the what and the why and the how of a pre-launch. And tonight I have the privilege of introducing two close friends and two very competent business associates, Lance and Tracy Smith. Lance and Tracy are from San Diego, California, and they have been partnered with me for a while in a number of different ways. I met them through the legal business, and I have the privilege of not only calling them my business partners, but very, very dear friends. So without further ado, I give to you the one, the only, the legendary, the famous, the infamous, the notorious Smith couple, Lance and Tracy.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the call. We hope that you're having either a great night or early morning, great morning.
Yeah, we're very excited about this right now. And I want to thank Mike for that update. I know for a lot of people, it's hard because we're officially known out there in the network marketing world as the company with no name. And it's actually I'm growing fond of it, by the way. But I want to promise you, like Mike said, there's a lot that's been going on. And I want to thank Mike personally. I want to thank Kim for all the effort she's put in, the effort that Samson's put in, that Tracy's put in. I mean, and the corporate people, I mean, these people are working, I mean, literally 20 hours a day, some of them, to get done what we're getting done. It's funny because I often go downtown San Diego, and they've been building a skyscraper down there. And I go down there every month, and all I'd see is this hole in the ground. And every time we'd go down there, month after month, I just saw this big hole in the ground, and I could see tractors, but I couldn't see anything going on. And then 1 month later, we went down, and there's this huge building that got put up there. And really, most of the work happens to build those things before you actually see what is ultimately going to be. And I know that there's a lot of faith that it takes in that. You guys are right now seeing a hole in the ground, with a company of no name, but I appreciate your guys' patience. I respect your guys' curiosity and your fishing, trying to get information from us. I think so far we've done a pretty good job keeping all of that at bay, and we're just very excited about what you're going to see in the long run. It's going to be spectacular. But I want to say this as we start off this, there's a couple types of people that are on this call. There's those of you that are brand new and you're just kicking the tires. Maybe you're new to the industry, and we want to welcome you to this space. I want to tell you that I've been in the industry for 35 years, and we're collecting a team of rock stars. I mean, I bring the level down, but the rest of these people are really sharp, and we're really bringing the best minds, the right people with integrity, with character. I mean, it really is something to behold. In my career, I've never seen anything like it. And then there's those of you that are in this space, and you're either incognito or you're waiting, or both. And I respect that. I know we've got on one of the last calls, I talked about the flux that's happening in our industry right now. And there's a lot of people that are looking for other homes, and they're looking for a space that's a safe place that they can build with the right people. They can lock arms and build something incredible. And I understand why they're waiting. And so I respect that. But I'm going to encourage you to move, because here's the third type. Is the third type of person on this call is somebody who's heard who's involved. They realize that we're not, those of us on this call right here, I think there's 150 years of experience. We're not starting something that we want to, there's going to be a fly by night or a get rich quick. We're going to build a legacy company. And there's some people that see that, they grasp the idea, and you're going to be introduced to one of them in a few minutes, but really are running with this. And I want to challenge you, because we're at an interesting point. We have a little over 3 weeks before we launch. And I just got to tell you a quick story before I introduce the next speaker. A few years ago, I was in a big company, $1 billion company, and they were going to open up in Mexico. And we live in San Diego. I love Mexico. I love the food. I love the people. I love the country. I have a fishing camp in Ensenada. I have another place in Cabo. We absolutely love it. And so I heard through the grapevine that this company was going to open in Mexico. And I got very excited. Then I jumped on a call the next day, and it was a call just like this, with maybe a couple hundred people on it. And they announced, yes, we're going to open in Mexico in 5 months. And I could hear a groan on the phone, and a lot of people were like, oh man, why can't we do this now? And the call was over, and I looked over at Tracy and I said, we're going to be rich. And she said, what are we going to do? I said, we're going to book a meeting tomorrow. And the next day we got on the phone. I booked a meeting room for 1,000 people down in Tijuana, Mexico. A week later, I went down there and we had 20 people at that first meeting. And a lot of empty chairs. And the next week we had 40 people. And next week we had 100 people. And then we had 200 people and 400 and 800 people. And 5 months later, we finally got a chance to launch. We had 10,000 people join our team the first day. The same day, all of my peers that were on that original call signed up themselves and started from zero. And I'm telling you, we're at that space and time right now. So I'm just challenging you to take the next 3 weeks. There's amazing rock stars that are showing up in this space. There's a lot of people that are looking. There are people right now that are praying for an opportunity like this. Mm-hmm. And I can't stress enough that, you can wait. If you're going to wait, you're going to wait. That's fine. I just know that we're going to introduce somebody on this call in just a minute that has over 100 personals already in and is absolutely knocking it out of the park. And you compare that in 3 weeks where that's going to go versus somebody that's waiting. And that's why I want you to see the difference and challenge you to run with us. And with that, speaking of somebody that's running with us, I want to introduce a very dear friend of ours that's a partner we've known for a long time. He's absolutely a legend in the industry. He has built a massive business in the years that he's been involved. And he's a great friend and a genuine, really good human being. So Samson Lee, it's all you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody out there. Thank you, Lance and Tracy and Mike. It's really an honor to be on the call with all of you. You guys are legends, amazing people with a big heart. And I want to say hello to everybody else out there, out in the great beyond. We talk about the Pacific Rim, North America. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So often we get on this call. It's like we have to say all those at the same time because it is a global business. So very excited to be here with all of you. Today, we're going to talk about the action plan. And it's very exciting, like Lance has shared already. We have a very special guest. And this gentleman is a dynamo. Wow, already have enrolled more than 100 personal. That's amazing. For me, coming on this platform with Lance, Tracy, and Mike, and many of you out there, it's exciting times. What can I say? Many of you know what we did on our last platform. Many of you wish you were there before we started last time. But here's a second chance. But let me tell you, this time is literally, I'm not kidding, it's with thousands and thousands and thousands of friends around the world together. This is a monster in the making. This is massive. And look, I don't know what else to say because having been in the background, okay, working with Lance and Tracy and Mike and Kim, trying to put this thing together, it's awe-inspiring. And I wake up every morning. It's not even about, how much money we're going to make. It's like way beyond that. It's really for all of us. Every morning we wake up, what we're going to do today to help everybody out there, every single day, everything that we do, every minute that we spend. And there's even more leaders out there that are working with us in the background, like our Hong Kong friends, like our leaders in Canada, also in the background, helping us facilitate. So like all the PowerPoints, translation, all the events that's happening. It's really a big family, and we haven't even started yet. I'm like, I'm thinking this is really amazing. And I have to tell you, yesterday I was talking with some friends. They're locally, they're in the same city as me. I was just telling them, you have no idea the quality of the leadership that we have with us on board. There are people who are we talk about 7, 8, 9-figure earners in this industry with us. And all of us want to create something good and positive in the world. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're taking massive action. Maybe, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to steal any thunder. But what I do want to do is let's move on with the program. Let me turn it back to Mike McCormick, our amazing attorney, who's been in this space as an attorney for decades. I mean, without him, we couldn't even put this together. But let me turn it back to Mike, our lovely MC, and then he can introduce our special guest. How's that?
Thank you so much, Samson. One of the things that I hope you guys pick up from not just this call, but the calls that we've had when Kim has been on and other guests, is this leadership team, though skilled and experienced, they're not about the number of digits in their expectations or about the commas in their checkbook. They're about the heart that they have for the people. And from the very first time you get introduced face to face with any of these guys, I think you'll see that shine through. And that's what shines through most with Mike Beal, the guy I get to introduce to you right now. I've met Mike through legal channels, which is where, ironically, I end up meeting a lot of people in this industry. But it allows me to really get to know folks and people who have a monstrous heart. Mike is an amazing earner in the industry. He's had earned multiple 6-figure per month income checks. He's had hundreds of thousands of distributors that he's brought to this industry. He's also had hundreds of millions of dollars that have flowed through his organizations over the course of his history. And, timing has a lot to do with everything. And the time was right for me to reach out to Mike and talk to him about what we were up to. And boy, there's a guy that just hit the ground running, and he has been nothing short of spectacular. When I look at his roster of 100 people, it's not just 100 moms and pops or people next door. These are 100 people that are movers and shakers in the industry. And the fact that he even knows this many movers and shakers is awesome. But the fact that they trust him so much to be part of what he's doing based on what we can tell you right now is truly amazing. And it's with great pleasure and privilege that I get to introduce the guy whose biggest why is his family and his kids, and he leads with his emotions, and I dig that. And so without further ado, I give to you Mike Beal. Take it away, Mike, and don't forget to unmute yourself. There you go, brother.
Awesome. Thanks. Can you hear me okay, Mike?
Sure.
Good. Okay. First of all, I want to thank Lance and Tracy, yourself, Mike, Samson, and everyone watching tonight and listening in. It's an honor and privilege to be a part of this project with you guys. I've been in this industry for seems like forever. I got introduced to this through, actually, Lance, I haven't told you, I got presented into a hotel meeting with Amway back in the day, and that really hit home. A little backstory, and I'm going to try to keep this short so I can pull this together and why I'm so excited about this. I was a safety coordinator for an oil company, and if you know anything about that in construction, you're away from your family a lot. And I wanted to find a way where I could be home with my kids and my family. And my son Dylan was born in 2004, and literally for the first 2 years, I listened to him change because he started talking. He got more adept at that, and I was like, man, I got to figure a way to be home with my son. And then I started researching online what all these online professionals were doing to make an income and be home with their family. And I started becoming a sponge. All right. And then it kind of led me down the path of direct sales and MLM. And I'm like, I love this because it's more of a team atmosphere. And I come from a sports background, playing sports. If anybody knows me, I love basketball and sports, and my son excels in that. So I get to kind of live through him now in the sports. And I love the whole camaraderie thing where you can help individuals succeed. And I just fell in love with the industry. So fast forward, I had a lot of successes, some failures, and I learned from that. And then I realized that when you're wanting to be a part of a project company, you need to surround yourself with highly successful entrepreneurs where you can learn from this. Because as leaders, we are learners. We want to learn as much as we can. I'm learning every day, and I can't wait to learn from all of you guys on this panel here and for all of you guys that's watching. And I couldn't be more excited, for all the things that I've done. I was getting a little, I was kind of about to take a step back from the industry because there's nothing really out there that really hit home and where I want to be a part of, because I really want to align myself with good people and a good family. I consider, the people I bring in good family. I come from a small town. I'm a small town country boy that just loves on people. And I'm going to get emotional here because I talk about my mom. But anyway, if you do the right thing and be authentically yourself, when you're doing a business, you create those relationships. And ultimately, guys, people join you. All right. Not the opportunities in the businesses. They join you. And if you truly care about them and do the best for them, you have a relationship, for your career, and you never want to really, do anything to hurt that. So fast forward here, Mike called me right before Christmas, Mike. You called me, and you've never told me about anything. We come to know each other through this space, what I was dealing with. And you said, Mike, I need you to get on the phone with, her name's Kim, and everything, and listen to what we were putting together here. I think this is going to be a good fit with you. So I got on the phone, heard her heart, her energy, her excitement, just a beautiful individual, beautiful soul. And I was like, this is it. This is where I want to be a part of, because guys, I was burnt out. I was like, this is where I'm aligning. You feel it in your gut when something's just right for you. And since then, we've been on to several Zooms, and I've seen a lot of top leaders coming together, a lot of people that I've never met before. And I'm like, wow, we're aligning with a lot of great people. And it is almost like a divine intervention here. Like all the stars are aligning. And only way that I can put this, guys, it's beautiful. It's beautiful what we're doing. We're attracting the right people, because people are looking. People are lonely, if I can say that. They want to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. I know I do. And I know that I want to help as many people as possible. And I want to share this with many people as possible. I don't care who you are. I'm going to be reaching out to all you guys. So to get back what we're doing to really build our business, I'm just making the connections that I've built through the years. I don't care who you are. I'm going to talk to you and ask you, how are you doing? What are you doing? And I say, hey, I need to share something with you. We're about to launch something I believe will be the biggest project in my career. And I want to partner up with you. I just want to see if you're open, and I want to send you some information. So what we do, we send a couple of videos that Kim's put together with the Spark video, because her mission and her purpose video kind of piqued that interest. And I just tell my story to the connections that I have. So if it's Mike McCormick, I'd reach and tell him how I was presented with this, just the whole story on that, and not prejudge and not really care. Because I know a lot of people that are watching, you might hinder yourself worried about what people are going to think about you and this stuff, but throw that out the window, because you have an opportunity to present probably the biggest opportunity that I know with all essence of my being. This is going to be the biggest project I've been a part of. And I don't want to sound that hypey, but I just know it. You have an opportunity to share this with people that are looking. Like I've in this industry, people are wanting to be a part of something. It's just a different feel. So what we're doing, reaching out to them, sharing our story, being authentically ourselves, not being weird about it, just telling exactly what we're doing, and then getting them connected, right? And then getting them into our groups. It's one thing getting information and getting them into the company and pre-building right now, but we want to make sure that they're in the trenches with us and in the know. So they know when we have Zoom calls, we have them in our WhatsApp group, our Telegram group, and a Facebook Messenger as well. So we can let them know how things are transpiring, because you want to always stay in the know, because out of sight, out of mind, you kind of get, when you get away from the conversation, your excitement kind of dwindles. All right, guys, I don't know how much I need to preference this and let you guys know, this is the time you will never get back in this industry, in this build right there. You have a chance to take this out to the world. And because of you sharing this right now, you could have a ripple effect that could change so many people's lives. And I know I say this all the time to you guys. Guys, don't let your foot off the gas right now, because this is the time to share this with as many people as possible, and be very consistent in your activity. Be very disciplined in your consistent in your activity, and it's going to pay off big time. The people that really share this right now and get this out to as many people, you're going to build that big army that's going to take this out to change so many people's lives. So I'll end it on there, and we can kind of go back and forth. So I'm sorry if I took up a little bit too much time there, but guys, to say that I'm excited is an understatement. I needed this more than you guys know. And like, leaders are learners, and I can't wait to learn from all you guys. And I get all giddy thinking about it.
Thanks, Mike. That is those are words of wisdom, and they're really terrific too, and delivered with the heart that I know you bring to the table. Mike's one of the big reasons why North America is actually able to compete with the other markets, and another big reason is Lance and Tracy Smith and Samson Lee. And maybe you guys could offer a few comments on what you're doing right now, knowing that the work that we do right now is the work that will define how successful we are February 20th, March, April, leading up to the full launch in May. So maybe you guys could offer some advice to those on the call about the things that you're doing to make sure that you're going to be as successful as you can possibly be.
Samson, you want to go first?
Okay. All right. Sure. I'm just waiting for you. Well, right now there's a lot of people getting involved, and as we share from person to person, people are getting very excited. At the same time, Mike's talking with a lot of people who has a relationship with him, who has followed him, and and definitely I'm sure a lot of industry specific. At the same time, there are people who are maybe not up there yet or haven't had that many years of industry experience. At the same time, though, what Mike Beal just shared is amazing, because it is about your heart. It is about how you care about the other people, reaching out. I mean, who can turn down a hug? I don't know. Some people can, but I mean, it's a verbal hug that we do. Because at the end of the day, and I think Kim articulated in the video very well, the last 2-3 years, it's been crazy around the world. And Mike Beal put it right on the dot. Some people are lonely. They're literally lonely. I mean, we're told not to see our relatives because, it might infect them, but people are coming back together now more than ever, and they need something. They need something good. People, and what's happening with inflation out there. I mean, how can we keep up? I was talking to my stylist, my hairstylist yesterday, and out of nowhere, he said, "Can you imagine the eggs are $9 a carton? Went up 3 times. 3 years. It's crazy." So there's a huge need out there, and it doesn't matter if you're in the industry or not. You know what? Reach out, touch somebody, care about them, and hey, you know what? If they're struggling, or if they're either from a financial standpoint, or mentally, or emotionally, or spiritually, I mean, just reach out to them and say hello, because they are looking for something. And look, all of you on these calls every week, you know who we are. There's more and more people. It's very positive. I'm not too home. I feel good coming together with others, especially others on the same mission. First, in this industry, of course, we set out to make money for ourselves, but then at the same time, we're in it by ourselves. We have tons and tons of friends and family who come along, and that's what we're trying to build here. And I think if that message gets across, and again, with your own story, why you're here. My reason is because I know I can contribute together with Lance, Mike, and him, and so many others out there. We know we can contribute to create something bigger, financially, and also good people, leaders in communities where we can do more for others. That's why I'm here. And I believe, in life, when we do the right things, the money will come anyways. And with this exciting business platform, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait till we unveil the company and the product line and the rest of the leadership. This is going to be so big. So every day now, I'm talking with people, I'm keeping people in line, keep encouraging people, doing a lot of Zoom calls for them, a lot. So at the same time, I have to manage family, right? Kids and etc. So very busy, but nonstop. I would say that many of us, we're working probably anywhere from 18 to 20 hours a day. It seems like it's never ending, till we open, but we are there. And the speed of the team is a speed of leaders. You know that. Many of you know that. So I would say encourage all of you just to keep reaching out, keep working with your people that have already come in. Encourage them, because every week we're going to unveil more. Mike McCormick, he already told you he's going to update us with new things every single week. The next 3 weeks is going to be big, and so that's my activity. Just every day, zooming with people and sharing what's about to come. I think I'm sure Lance and Tracy also are doing the same thing. Go ahead, Lance and Tracy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and thank you, Samson. For us, we've been in this industry for 35 years, but the basics are still the basics. I mean, there's really 4 steps you go through. You write down a list of names. Who do you know that's looking? And right now, there's more people looking than I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, people are they're praying for something right now, and really, the world needs what this industry's got to offer and what this new project has got to offer. So you write the list of names down. Don't prejudge the people you think are doing great, aren't doing as great. Just share the message. Put everyone down on a list. And the second one is to contact them. And Tracy, I'm going to turn it over to her because she's the mad contactor in our duo here. And then once you do, you share a story. And you can do that through Zoom or getting people into calls. Certainly use these replay calls to get people up to speed. And then it's a follow through. Ask them who they know that's looking. I mean, we can build this without actually having a product. And the more we do that, the more success we're going to have. So, Trace.
It's funny, Samson, you were talking about eggs because I was just talking with 2 people online today about eggs. And it's funny because I actually have chickens. And the gal Becky has chickens. And then the guy in Australia, he actually owns a chicken shop. And I'm like, wow, we really work together really well, right? And it's funny because I started teasing her. I said, I keep calling my chickens tamales and tacos because they're not laying eggs right now. So they're getting threats right now. But anyway, it is just being able to get out there and talk to people with common interests, right? And there's a common interest with everyone. You can find something there. And I've been doing 3 things. It's on my desk, actually. I have pre-friends, I have refriend, and I have be a friend. And so that's kind of my motto right now. Pre-friend, I find something in common. And so we start our conversation and we start going and we build our relationship. Right? It's called pre-friend. And then we bring them into the business. And it's not just for business. I have a lot of friends that aren't in the business, but we enjoy each other. And because of that, we find different things that we can balance. You might have a church group, you might have, kids, friends, and parents. But ultimately, it always leads to someone in the business. It's just absolutely crazy. So then we refriend, those friends that, maybe during COVID that you lost touch with. That you need to reach out, and it's funny because I think, some girls, especially you guys are like, hey, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. How you doing? Want to go have a beer? And that works for you. But girls, you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't called her in, 3 days. She might be mad, but it's not that way. It's not that way anymore. People are lonely and just saying, hey, you want to meet for a cup of coffee? Or do you want to have a cup of coffee over Zoom? I just did that with someone, that was living in Canada. And we just sat there and had coffee over Zoom, chit-chatting. And, now she's excited about the business. And of course, be a friend, people really need this, and it's been amazing. Just like what Mike said, and I'm going to turn it back over, but just like what Mike Bill said about people are so lonely, and they need interaction. And we have seen so many big leaders that we've known about, but have never had a relationship with, that are all funneling into this when they don't know anything about the company, anything about the product, but they do know about you and they want to be part of that.
And just finally on that, you don't need to know everything to go ahead and start the story, start the conversation. Yeah. I think a lot of people are waiting because they're afraid they don't have the answers. Well, everyone on this call doesn't have the answers. There's only about 5 or 6 of us that are actually working with the company. But I will tell you, we have an all-star team from the field. We're putting together, we've got an all-star team on the corporate side, and we're going to create the greatest opportunity this industry has seen post-pandemic, and we're going to build a legacy company. That's the story that resonates with everyone. They're looking for opportunity, they're looking for locking arms with the right people. And if you can get that story and then leverage those of us that are on these calls, or leverage these calls, or somebody who's on your support team, that would be huge. And so I'll turn it back to the mics.
So before you go to bed tonight, make the list of everything that you're going to do tomorrow. Make the list of the people you're going to call. Identify the time that you're going to spend and where you're going to fit that person into your day so that you can fill the cracks and crevices of your day with something that's productive. And along the way, do what Mike suggests. Find what's in their heart and allow yourself to capitalize on what's in their heart. The biggest turning point that I had in this industry was when I stopped trying to sponsor people and started trying to help people. And once you help people, your bond will last forever. And I've met some of the best friends I've ever had in this industry, partnered with my law firm for, I don't know, 35 years, I guess it was, 30 years, I guess. And same law firm, 30 years. And I don't know the wives of my partners. I don't know their kids. We went to lunch from time to time. My real friends are the friends I've met through this industry. And Mike, thank you for all that you've offered us tonight. You're a beacon in the storm for all of us. So each week we're building up to something that's important for you during this pre-launch. And remember, you don't have all the answers yet. And we say it's a company with no name. The company actually has a name. We're just not telling you yet. And you're going to get to learn that here in just a little bit. So on the next call will be January 30th, and the topic's going to be duplication of efforts on that call. You'll want to be on there because there'll be people who have been doing a really good job in creating that 7,000 number, that have been duplicating their efforts in a way that you can follow and gain from. There'll also be a progress report, not unlike the one that I gave you tonight to begin. There'll be new developments that you get to hear about too. The February 6th call will be kind of a rally call. We'll have guests from different markets, so you can kind of see what's happening. And I know that I didn't know anyone in the Philippines till I sponsored a couple people in who have friends in the Philippines. And now I've got some friends in the Philippines, and a couple of them are Houston Astros fans. So we're going to make sure we get out to an Astros game, for crying out loud. So the rally call on February 6th, you'll want to be on that. The big reveal will be on February 13th, and Lance is going to host that call, and he'll be the MC of that. And we'll tell you everything we can possibly tell you about the products, the comp plan, product orders, all of that kind of stuff. And then the final call on February 20th, the launch call itself, will officially welcome the mysterious new co-CEO. You'll take the blinders off and get to meet that person. You'll get to meet a bunch of the corporate people, the visionaries in our corporate world. And it'll be after that to get ready, get set, and go, and we'll sign all of our people in officially to the way we've structured them going into tonight. So I hope you guys realize and have seen from tonight the heart of the leaders, a little bit of the to-do of what helps you equal or do the kinds of things that they're realizing success in. And I hope you see that this is a concrete, full-on, grand opportunity, in my judgment, the best opportunity that I've seen come across in my lifetime, and I hope you think so too. So without further ado, it's a Happy New Year to the Greater China folks. I understand it's the year of the rabbit. My favorite rabbit was Bugs Bunny. So Italy, that's all, folks.